I look a mess. Let's try to get this together. Okay, before we get into this video, I have to share this app with you guys because it is really changing the whole freaking game. The app is called 30 Day Fitness. Okay, so I've had my share of so many different workout apps, and like as you guys know, like I don't really go to the gym anymore, and I'm more of just like I want to enjoy it type of workout person. I've just been wanting to really feel that burn and like tone a little bit more. Like hot yoga definitely does that for me, but sometimes at home I'm just like, okay, I want to do like a quick little thing. And this app is kicking my ass in the best way possible. If you're on your like 2020 trying to get right by summer, I'm just saying this app is really cool. So basically it like customizes what you want and need as far as working out. Like I feel like a lot of other workout apps are kind of just vague. They like put everyone on the same standard, and I really like this because like, let me show y'all. I really like this because it has like all these 30-day challenges, and I'm like a challenge person. Like, I don't know, if y'all follow me, you know, like every time I travel, every time I do anything, I always like challenge myself. So they have these like bikini body, cardio blast, flat belly, sexy legs and butt, slim arms, toned body makeover. I don't know, I really love that it's like a 30-day challenge. Like for whatever reason, that just for me mentally makes it really easy. Like when I think about like, oh my God, I'm gonna work out every day 2020, like that picture's too big. Like I need to look at one little moment at a time. And so I just did one this morning, and I've been like staying consistent with it, and the workouts are really good. Let me show you like kind of what it looks like when you do one. Because I went to Iceland last year, we're gonna go with Reykjavik. It gives you a preview of like what to expect, which is really cool. You start the workout, ready for the warm-up.
Jumping leg tucks, 30 seconds.
I just really like it. Like I love how clean it is. It's really easy to navigate. I like being able to see this person do it with me. Like, and I love that it has a timer. Like, I don't know, I just really like it. And then it tells you what's coming up next. Like, okay, we're about to do squat reaches soon. I probably should have showed you guys like me actually working out, but I, do you see what I look like right now? I like did the cool down, and I'm like, oh, and I meant to mention this. This is also really cool. So it has workouts and exercises. So the exercises is really cool because there's like, first of all, a million. So if you just kind of like even want to customize your own, I feel like you really could. But like if you just want to like learn how to do one, or like you've never heard of one, you're like, okay, what is explosive push-ups? There's a demonstration and a description, and I just feel like that's really helpful for anybody that's like kind of just new to working out. I also have like smart reminders on your phone to kind of like remind you of like, hey girl, remember at 9 a.m. you're working out? If you're interested in getting right for 2020, there's a link in the description. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's been kicking my butt. And yeah, if you're like me in any sense where you like a challenge, where you like to like, okay, I gotta do this thing for every day. I gotta commit to something for 30 days. Let's see what happens. Like, for me, that's so much easier and so much like, I don't know, mentally I can grasp that better than like, okay, the next 6 months, like, let me just do 30 days and see what happens. It's like all personalized to you, which is so cool. Like, I don't know, I'm just a really big fan, and I would never just put y'all onto something that I'm not a fan of. So yeah, shout out to 30 Day Fitness for sponsoring this video. Let's get into the fast, shall we? Hello. The highly requested video is finally here. I'll be bringing you guys along with me all day today while I fast. My skin is like detoxing for real. I'm on day, I don't even know, almost 20 of just liquids, and like the breakouts have been ridiculous. And I know it's just literally detox symptoms. So detoxing is not cute, for the record. It's around like 9 o'clock. I woke up at 8, but kind of, I'm not gonna lie, like laid in bed for a little bit. I've explained this before, but I pretty much wake up in the order of the chakras. And it kind of happens naturally now. I don't even really do it like purposefully. I usually wake up and read or write thoughts, the third eye, crown. As far as throat chakra goes, I usually kind of like say out loud a couple affirmations, or kind of just talk to myself, as funny as that sounds. And then air, breath work for an hour. So I would get into 40 minutes to an hour. I will do water, fire, earth. Fire, water, earth. Why am I blanking? It's a cup of tea. So that's water, heat, fire, and earth, the grounding of the herbs. So breath work and then tea to start the day. Breath work is always best on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning. And I put on music because I've explained this a million times, but putting on music and breathing to it, for one, is just really, you know, more enjoyable. I think when you put on like your favorite music, you can kind of go to the beat, you know, breathe to the beat, and I don't know, you kind of like jam out for a second. And then I feel like I still have morning voice. And then it feels that vibration, that like need to kind of exhale or inhale, because you know, music is a vibration, you're a vibration, everything is vibration and frequencies. So having music kind of like fills that void, and it also blocks out the sound of your breath. Hearing your breath makes your nervous system perform differently. Let's get into this breath, shall we? Whew, that was like a reset. Honestly, I was like really sleepy and kind of out of it, and I feel like I just got a little boost that I needed. During this, I meant to say I'm going to be answering some of you guys' questions. How many hours do you fast per week, and how many minutes do you do breath work per day? So fasting for me is definitely more of a lifestyle. I don't even count anymore. It's not even really like a goal-oriented thing, like, okay, I'm doing a weekly fast. Like, it's literally just like, okay, liquids are my life. I am, I guess, more so liquidarian these days. It's not to say that I'll never chew food again or eat fruit or anything, so if you see me, like, don't be like, oh my god, I thought you were... it's not like that, but liquids just feel so much better, and breath work decreases the appetite so much because you're so full of prana. You realize how much food actually takes from you more than it gives to you. It's just entertainment. Nothing fulfills you as much as breathing does, honestly. I know that sounds crazy, and we've been trained to learn that, you know, you need food to survive, but how many days can you go without breathing? We are all breatharian, by the way. I just wanted to mention that. I'll link down below a website and a video that kind of goes over this. Like how there's just like levels of breatharian, but everybody is breatharian, whether you chew food or not. And how many minutes of breath work do I do per day? At least, at the bare minimum, 30 minutes in the morning. Usually closer to an hour in the morning. Throughout the day though, I'm always like constantly taking little breaths. Well, big breaths throughout the day. Like I'll just be watching TV or on my phone and having that conscious moment of like, okay, let me breathe through my belly. Let me check in, like, where's my breath at? Am I breathing from up here? Because if you're breathing from up here, that's shallow breathing. That's fight or flight mode. Your nervous system is in fight or flight. Whether you don't even have to be like to be in panic mode. Like if it's, I think it's 18 or more breaths a minute is fight or flight. So just tune into your breath right now and just see, you know, in a minute how many times you breathe. The more you slow that down, the more your frequency and vibrations will change. And then before bed, I try to, it just kind of depends on like what I've consumed that day, where I'm at, what's going on. Some nights I do another hour before bed, which I'm trying to kind of get in more of the habit of. But some nights I do 10 minutes. Some nights I do it while I'm just laying down right before bed. I kind of just like to incorporate it throughout my day. Like I said, you need prana to live. It is the vital life force energy. So it is everything to me. I know a lot of people will say that that seems like a really long time, but put on your favorite album. Put on 3 songs, that's 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Time it out. Make it more enjoyable that way. I know it seems crazy, but once you start doing it, it's really, really not. We prioritize so much over the breath when you wouldn't be able to do any of those things without breathing. What's next for the day? I'm actually about to have a call, FaceTime call with Audra. We're gonna talk some more breathwork talk. If you don't feel like you wanna learn from me, I'll link her down below too. She does the same thing as me. All you could do is just breathe for an hour and equal 2 hours. I mean, 2 years of talk therapy.
This was a few years ago when I was going to therapy, but I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Okay, this was actually a big deal for me. Like, I felt a lot of resistance around charging for breath work.
Yeah, same.
Maybe a few random people who will add or see the value of it and not need to pay. You know, like I've even seen some people online, like even you and I, like, you know, we were just like, oh wow, we see the value of this and we're gonna like put it in practice every single day. Yeah. But like, not everyone's gonna be like that.
Yeah, I know.
Not everyone's just gonna.
Like they're gonna do it that one
like,
time and then
every day.
Yeah, that'll be it.
And like actually see the benefit, because you have to do it every day for a certain amount of time to actually see benefits.
Right.
You have value, like as Casey Budd. You know what I'm saying? Like you have value yourself because of all the content you've created and all the work you've done. And the transformation that you have seen. Like you're facilitating that for other people.
Yeah, that was such a good conversation. Shout out to Audra. She like led me through like a breath session of hers, and it was really, really good. It was really, really like powerful. Man, it just makes me really, really happy that we're spreading awareness on breathwork because it's everything. I didn't vlog, but I made a cup of tea. I know, I'm the best vlogger, but it was milk thistle, burdock, red clover, and dandelion root. So a few of you guys asked the benefits. I don't know if you're asking about breath work or fasting, but the two go hand in hand. Fasting becomes easier, way easier when you do breath work. And breath work becomes easier when you're fasting. Honestly, if you just literally Google benefits of fasting, you will find an abundance of answers. But from my personal story, and just from what others around me have experienced, fasting is the way to detox. Best and kind of only way to truly, truly detox your body. If your body's constantly in a state of digesting, there's constantly a blockage. There's constantly a separation. Your nervous system and your blood is flowing a certain way, right? In this certain vibration, in this certain frequency, and you're staying at this place. So imagine if you stop that, if you let your body focus on maybe something else. Like, okay, we digested, and now we can maybe heal these other things that we never got a chance to heal. Like these emotions, even these physical traumas, mental, anything. The clarity from inside and out, mental, physical, spiritual, the clarity that you feel from fasting is undeniable. There's different levels of fasting also. Personally, like I said, do liquids only. You know, you can do intermittent fasting, which is when you eat or whatever drink from a certain amount of time throughout the day. 12 to 6 p.m. is your window of eating. Or you might fast from a certain thing, like fast from dairy or fast from, I don't know, bread, anything. Like there's different levels of fasting for sure. Fasting in general, like less is more. You don't need 3 meals a day for 365 days. Like that is a lot of food. Your stomach is the size of your fist. You do not need that much food in one day. Like, this is not to say go starve yourself. I'm not promoting any type of body, what are they called? Eating disorders, but we don't need that much. The more you do breath work, you realize how much you don't need. Your abundance raises and you realize you don't need that much. The two go hand in hand. Like I always tell the story that like I thought abundance was getting more and receiving more. And really, when you give everything up, you realize you already have everything. Possess nothing, so you have everything. All that to say that fasting has a million benefits. I mean, so many. Like you're literally detoxing your body and allowing your body to properly heal. Some of us might even be aware of it already. I know for me, like I know what I'm emotionally eating. Even with smoothies, I still like, damn, I'm totally doing this out of an emotional void. It's still a learning process for sure. But like the next time you go to, you know, grab something and eat something, like, are you actually hungry? It's just habitual. And that's why I could go on a whole rant, but things that are genetically passed down, no, it's habitually passed down. The habits of your mother and her mother and their father and their, like, it's just habits. It's just patterns. So I was having this conversation with some people the other day about like taking on that responsibility. I know it can be scary for some people, but that's honestly like where the growth begins, those uncomfortable, scary places. And change the story. Like we're so comfortable with the stories that we're in, or like being the victim of a story, or pointing and blaming and kind of just putting our hands up and saying, well, this is it. Change the story. Like I said, breath work makes fasting extremely easy. You know, like take that time and check in with yourself. Like, okay, what's really wrong, or what's really happening? Or am I just rewarding myself with food? I know that's another thing I do. Like if I've done a lot, I'm like, all right, everything is food. You could fill up on a movie, you could fill up on doing a puzzle, you could fill up on a book, you could fill up on sunshine, you could fill up on creating, you could fill up on conversation. Like the list is endless. Everything is food, and prana is the best nourishment possible. All that to say though, I'm about to go make a smoothie. I think I'm going to make I don't know, I think blueberry and fig. I probably have like, sometimes even only one, but 2 smoothies a day. Cheers! I'll probably, if I'm being honest with you guys, make another one. I don't know, we'll see how I feel. We'll see how cold this makes me. I usually make them like all the way to the top and then a little bit more in there. So they are rather large. I'm gonna drink this and then look at my laptop a little bit and edit a video. Welcome back to episode number 3. Okay, so I was kind of all over the place with what I wanted to talk about for this podcast episode. But I didn't realize, like, when you're doing something, you don't realize how many people don't know how great it is, you know? Like, obviously I know because I'm doing it, but not a lot of people really know the benefits of fasting. So I'm gonna link down below some books and some just references as far as, you know, just knowledge on fasting. Whew. I did 2 hours of breath work. I just realized that. Just like a on and off, like cloudy, rainy, sunny day. I just wanted to share something really quick. I was in the middle of doing it and then I was like, I guess people care about this. So like, it might seem like a reach, but I promise you it's really not. Next time you're like rinsing out your glass or your smoothie, even your food, and you're putting like hot water on it, notice how easy or not it rinses. Like when I make like thicker smoothies, by the way, I made another smoothie. Doesn't rinse as easy. Versus like a green juice, you know, you rinse out the cup, the water rinses that away really, really fast. That's kind of a representation of your insides. So a lot of times when I have really, really thick smoothies, I'll follow it up, and this might sound crazy, but I follow it up with just hot water. Nothing in it, no herbs even, just hot water to kind of like rinse out my organs. And I like to do that like sooner rather than later because again, I have let like the smoothie residue like sit in this mason jar, right? And not rinsed it as soon as I was done. And it's way harder to clean. You know, I gotta like scrub to get it out. And again, that's like a literal reflection of your insides. So I'm gonna make just a cup of hot water. I know it seems kind of crazy to just sip hot water, but it's really not that crazy. It actually feels really good. It's also, if you're ever just like overly stuffed and overly full, hot water will really help you with that. Because, you know, your body heats up to digest, to expel anything. Your body's heating up. So when you work out, you know, you go in a sauna, all that kind of stuff, you're sweating out toxins, you're releasing things. Where is my mug? Same thing with drinking hot water. You're kind of like rinsing out the insides with some warmth. It is 4 o'clock. I have to make another phone call. Today's been a lot of phone calls. And I usually like go outside, so this is weird. Like this isn't a super normal day in the life, but yeah, usually at one point in the day I'm outside. I'm gonna make this phone call and then probably juice it up. I need like a little break from screens. I've been working really, really hard. And kind of like yesterday and just lately, I've been booming. I took a nap. I needed that 15. It really, like, you see my energy? 15 minutes of sleep. I needed it real quick. It's 70 degrees outside and I really want to go outside. Sun is setting, but it's still just like really nice outside. And I have all the ingredients in my fridge to make green juice. And I told you we would juice today. Might not juice till like tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. You caught me on a day where I'm just like catching up with my life. So here we are. This beautiful person in my life I'm working on. It's gonna pay for my Arden's Garden. And I got right up. That is the way to my heart. So I'm about to go to Arden's Garden, which is a smoothie place here in Atlanta. It's like a local chain, and grab a smoothie. I'm honestly really not that hungry. I think I'm gonna get a green juice at Arden's Garden. And then I'll be probably good for the day. I'll probably just have tea later. I didn't really document this, but I have been drinking a little bit of water throughout the day. I have like a gallon, but I don't by any means drink a gallon a day. That's actually really hard on your kidneys to do that. I know it's hard with all these like health facts out here, and it's not to say like drinking water is bad, but water erodes. Too much of anything is not good. So yeah, I don't by any means drink a gallon a day. Let's get dressed and go outside and be social, shall we? It is 5:30. I just realized I didn't answer a question. Okay, I'm trying to make these answers short, but obviously I get all caught up. Do you recommend fasting while working out in the gym? Well, working out in general is always best on an empty stomach. Exercise is like exorcism. That sounds extreme, but you're working to get something outside of your body. I'm gonna link a video down below that explains this really well. Essentially, you know, it's a self-induced fever, heating the body up to expel something. This is easier if there's no blockages, if there's no food in your belly. So doing it on an empty stomach during a fast is really good. But by all means, don't go ridiculous. Number one rule, be patient with yourself and go at your own pace. Some people can go ham. I know some people that fast and they run miles. You get more energy when you fast, but there are days, like even today, where your body's processing. So you're kind of like down, you're kind of like grounded, and it can be draining. Never force yourself to do anything that you don't feel capable of doing. It is possible. You can definitely work out during fasting. I go to hot yoga like every day, and if you don't think that's a workout, you've never been to hot yoga. Okay, I'm getting ready, so I figured I'd answer another question. I'm trying to answer as many as I can. I don't wear makeup or anything, I'm just putting jewelry on. Biggest changes since introducing these two in your life and favorite aspect of fasting? Wow, okay. So many. Okay, so breath work made fasting easier, like I said earlier. So that was like a huge thing. Like I just realized my appetite just wasn't where it was. Like I just didn't need as much stuff. To get off the topic of food for a second, like even just other things that I just, looking back, didn't even realize I was doing. Like I just started getting rid of a lot of clothes, a lot of stuff. I stopped wearing makeup completely. Like the idea of makeup completely died to me. You know, I detached a lot. I just shed a bunch. So one of my favorite things slash most challenging things is the social pressure. Like anybody can guess. Anytime you're making a lifestyle change, the hardest part is the people around you supporting it. You know, you're stuck in these habitual ways, and so are the people around you. Changing that changes their, you know, their regular routine too. So standing your ground and like being really confident and being like, no, I'm committed to me right now. I'm fasting. I cannot go out to eat with you, or, you know, I don't want to participate in that, really shows you a lot about the company that you keep and how much we depend on food as a buffer between two people, as an entertainment, as a distraction from saying what we probably really need to say to somebody. And it's like, it's the biggest challenge, but it's my favorite part because it usually like spreads. Like people are like, ooh, I want to try that. So you might even get your friends to participate with you, and that's always really cool. Kind of removes the people that don't support this lifestyle or support you bettering yourself. But this one real quick, someone asked, I have tried intermittent fasting, but after a week I go back to binging habits. Any tips? I just want to answer that real quick with breath work. I know you're over me saying that, I know, but practice it. Like do 3 days of consistent breathing for an hour. Like dedicate an hour before bed, wake up an hour earlier, and then go 3 days without doing it, right? Or even 2, do 2 hours, dedicate yourself to yourself for 2 hours, right? Amongst 2 days. And then do 2 days without it and tell me there's not a difference. I talked about this on my Patreon on episode 3 of Accept the Mystery podcast. I have a podcast on my Patreon, go check it out, about how I used to go through the same thing. I would go through these like, oh my God, I'm about to crush this fast, fail miserably, binge out, horrible cycles begin. You know, all food cravings are emotional cravings. They're all rooted in something way deeper than, I'm hungry and I want cake. Like, no, you want love. Because on your birthday, you always got cake. Anyway, I hope that kind of answered that. Breath work and kind of just like breathing through the cravings, breathing through it, you know, being more aware of what void you're actually filling. Are you actually hungry? You know, and again, be patient with yourself. So, I didn't vlog. I know, guys. I know. Don't stop screaming. But I went to Arden's Garden and I had one smoothie. Honestly, I didn't even really need that smoothie. That was kind of like out of the blue. Like I would have been good without it. And then I just came home and did a little bit of breath work. I probably did like 30 minutes of breath work. Well, no, sorry. I came home, had some tea, my herbal tea, and then I did about like 30 minutes of breath work. For anyone wondering like what I put in my herbal tea, since I didn't get to show you guys, I feel like this vlog didn't go as I planned, but this is real life. You know, I order my herbs from Amazon. I think that's like the cheapest way to get a lot. Like this is milk thistle. I personally really like Star West Botanicals. Frontier is okay, but they're kind of clumpy. If you're familiar with herbal brands. Dandelion root, burdock root, and I need to get some more red clover because I just ran out. But yeah, this is my herbal cabinet, full of different fun stuff. That was pretty much a day of fasting with me. Hopefully that was helpful. I don't know how many times I'm gonna show you guys me breathing and making tea on this channel. Like I think almost in every vlog and every video, I'm doing that. My vlogs are all kind of day in the life. Let me try to answer the remainder of these questions. Someone asked where to start with breathwork. There are plenty of YouTube videos. Honestly, just type in breathwork or DMT breathwork. I'll link some videos down below that you can get going with. But really just right now in this moment, you can even just tune in and see where you're breathing at. Are you breathing from up here? Or are you breathing from down here? Retrain your body and relearn that and just tune into pushing the belly out like a balloon to inflate. And then on the exhales, sucking that in. And that's honestly a place to start. Becoming aware of where you're breathing from and how fast you're breathing and how slow you're breathing. Someone asked, does fasting make your skin glow? Okay, contrary to how crazy my skin looks right now, because it looks crazy. Detox for real is not pretty. This is exhibit A, day 19 of liquids. My skin is going nuts. I actually think today I might water fast, just to like flush the system. Yes, 100% yes. It does make your skin glow. You might have to go through this ugly phase first. Where your blood is where you're living from. So when you do breath work, you're bringing a lot of blood to the brain. Thus, you know, everything else, thoughts, decisions is set up differently. When you get more oxygen to your brain. And so like if all our blood is in our bellies trying to digest, that's where we're giving from, you know, that's where we're living from. All your blood's not focused right here. It's moving in a different way. It's circulating differently. And so thus resulting in like a glow in your skin. But like I said, it also might, you know, your lymphatic system is draining, the drainage system of your body. Things might have to purge out of you first. How many times a day to stay fulfilled? And someone also asked, do I practice the Wim Hof style? And do I drink coffee while fasting? No, I don't drink coffee at all, so I don't drink it while fasting either. Coffee's really, really hard on your kidneys. And the Wim Hof style, I have done it. Like I said, I kind of change it up every day. It kind of just depends on you and what your intake is and what you're consuming all around you. You know, you're consuming all the time. Even watching this right now, you're consuming this video. So it kind of just depends, you know, what you need to stay fulfilled, what lifestyle, you know, you're coming from and going towards. Or going back towards, really, getting back to the natural. For me, an hour in the morning, like I was mentioning earlier, breaths throughout the day. I like to at least get 10 minutes in before bed. I don't always, I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes I just go to bed. I like to have that moment of myself at the end of the day to kind of breathe out the day. You sleep way deeper when you do breath work before bed. When I first was doing breath work, I remember that being one of the first things I noticed, because at the time I was working a crazy job and I only had time to do breath work at night. I never could wake up early enough to do it. And so I was doing an hour before bed every night and I was sleeping so hard. It was like my body was finally actually resting. You know, like we might think that we're actually sleeping and we're actually like in this deep state, but until you do breath work, you're like, wow, have I really been getting good sleep this whole time? Like my body's actually finally at a peaceful state of mind where I can fully rest. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's any other little things I want to add. If there's anything I forgot in this video, I'll have it down below. If you want to see more of these, I'll be glad to do them. Maybe the next one I'll do like a water day fast. I'll bring you guys along with me while I water day fast. I have a coconut water fasting one already on here where I go over a lot of the same information, but I'll link that down below too. You guys asked for it. Here it is in my Seabud style, all over the place. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down below. Maybe I will follow up with like another Q&A type video. So any questions at all regards to breathwork or fasting, leave them in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video.